Welcome back to the show. Check out these headlines here. We got SEPA, Europe's payment system. We got Ripple, Chris Larson, and we are poised for a United States payment rails takeover. Oh, we're going to get into it. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show. You can follow us on Twitter and YouTube for exclusive content. Right now, it's $1.52 trillion market cap for crypto. The market is actually green this morning. We're up 1.8% in the last 24 hours. 38,500 for Bitcoin right now, $2,089 and change for Ethereum. Some say a bargain still. And number 5 spot right now is 61 cent XRP. Tether market cap's 89.2 billion plus. Keep your eye on it, ladies and gentlemen, because you know the Department of Justice is 61 cents for XRP. We're up 1% in the 24-hour. We're off by 1.6 in the 7-day. Let's look at the range of price very quickly here. 0.6002 on the bottom and 0.6142 is the top of the price range for XRP right now. Pretty tight trading range. And we're sitting at 0.6096. We'll keep an eye on it. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't done it, I tell you about it all the time because I don't offer anything that I'm not a customer of first. I don't sell or promote things that I'm not a customer of. Period. Full stop. And that's why I talk about iTrust and other products so much, because I know that they work for me as a customer, and there's a good chance that you're probably going to want to use it too. Tell them I said come on in. Click the link below. This is the best, and I'm not guessing. This is the best crypto, gold, silver IRA on the planet, bar none. You don't believe me? Click the link below and check out my sponsor for yourself. Look at this. Now, big moments are coming, ladies and gentlemen. Boy, are we about to talk about it, too. XRP with smart contracts, Flare Networks, beta testing for F assets begins. Come on in. Come on in, Hugo. Smart contracts are the game changer. This is the main reason why so many projects have been built on Ethereum despite the high gas fees. That's absolutely correct. Shout out to XRP Drops for this. And, speaking of this, look, the big challenge with platforms and delegating your assets, staking your assets, and things of that nature has really been the vulnerable key point is the cross-chain bridge to get you there. That's where the vulnerability for attack has really kind of reared its head, generally speaking, for most of these types of platforms. Now, with Layer Cake, we're hoping that Hugo and the team there have got it figured out, because if they do, this is going to be massive. Think of it for a moment. The fact that you could take assets and put them on Flare networks and for the first time, put your portfolio to work for you instead of it just sitting and lying dormant. It really is the definition of moving from a debt-based system to an asset-backed system. But again, we're getting ready to see it move into the beta testing phase. Now, 2 things. 1, I'm excited to see the results of this and the hard work from everybody over there at Flare. And number 2, I want to see us get to a place where we understand as far as legally, legislatively, regulatory-wise, exactly how something like this, a platform offering this opportunity, sits in the regulatory world and the legal compliance world. That's what we need to see next as far as the beta testing as well. So all the best to everybody there in the beta testing. Very excited to see the results. Now, this is a reminder here, just like Flare is, we're moving to a multi-chain world. Don't believe me? Listen to Ripple partner from Nevada say it right here.
We are then making it a multi-chain solution.
There you go.
And we'll then shortly thereafter launch on the Ripple network. And then we are negotiating with a couple of other networks, Ethereum network. We will also go on to. There is a bit of an issue at the moment in what they call gas fees on the Ethereum network. It does bring the advantage of smart contracts, which are sort of nearly innately part of the Ethereum network. Stellar and Ripple are adding smart contracts to their network, so we'll get to them on their networks. But in the end, by making it multi-chain, you're actually just meeting, meeting future demands or needs of the global payments community.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. And here's Brad Garlinghouse saying as much.
It's all about utility. And there's going to be different shapes and different sizes. We're going to live in what I describe as a multi-chain, multi-crypto world. There isn't going to be one winner to rule them all.
And there you have it. And it really is true. And, don't forget that, We'd Say When and the team have worked on bringing the ability to incorporate the EVM, the Ethereum virtual machine, with the XRP ledger to create that cross-chain bridging capability. Very excited about that as well. Look, the more we can be interoperable with all chains, the better off you are, right? I mean, then we have the idea and understanding about settling products, settling derivatives. Take a look at this. Euroclear's first blockchain bond presents a bridge between distributed ledger technology and traditional infrastructure. Now, I'm sure you all remember when I have played countless times the SEC in the United States confirming unanimously to move to T+1, T+0 settlement. And they are indeed incorporating DLT and such measures as such to do so. So very exciting here. Now, this platform happens to be built on R3 Corda, and currently we know XRP is not being used for settlement right now for this. But we do know that XRP is something that can be incorporated for settlement on the Corda platform as well as other assets. So this gets exciting because they're starting to connect it all to the new world, the new payment rails, the new ways of transmitting and settling value, not just making payments. We already been doing that, settling and moving the value in damn near real time. Now, take a look at this. Talk about more network effects here. An inevitable XRP exchange-traded product could send shockwaves through the crypto industry. This here from Abs and Good Morning Crypto. Shout out to them and the whole team and Johnny and everyone else and Coach JV and everybody over there. There's so many. I love them all. They're great. But let's break down why. He says, institutional onslaught. Picture this. Institutional investors storming in an XRP exchange-traded fund opens the floodgates, making it simpler for big players to dive into the XRP pool. This is absolutely correct. Liquidity liftoff, buckle up for the liquidity boost. ETFs tend to increase trading volumes, injecting lifeblood into XRP markets and potentially reducing price volatility. Another excellent point. Mainstream madness. Mainstream media will launch a marketing campaign never seen before in digital finance. Imagine XRP rubbing shoulders with traditional assets on stock exchanges like NASDAQ. It's not just a crypto party. It's a financial opportunity attracting a broader audience. Singapore stands tall. Fun fact, Ripple already clinched regulatory approval in Singapore. This update from June could amplify global interest around XRP. This is absolutely all great points to remember here. And there is a ETC group physical XRP in Germany here. And shout out to, I think it was Alti down here. Yeah, Alti. Shout out to Alti for pointing that out. XRP already has an ETF over in Germany. So these things do exist. I think there's also one, if my memory serves me correctly, in Switzerland, I believe, as well. So there's a couple out here already, right? So it's very exciting to see the spread of these different products, opportunities that are really starting to come to fruition here. And don't forget about SEPA. So SEPA is the European payment system. Say that 4 times fast, right? So 2.6 trillion per day. So it's not a corner store we're talking about here. This is massive payments. Okay. Now this is from a Ripple Insights talking about obviously the European Payments Council has also made progress through SEPA Instant Credit Transfer System, an update to the original SEPA Single Euro Payments Area program designed to reduce friction. We also know that expanding crypto forward solutions like Ripple's crypto-enabled payment solution, which frees up working capital by eliminating the need for pre-funding, and we know the rest of it, right? In complex clearing mechanisms and the rest of it. So now, with that being said, we also know that ISO 20022 standardization right, messaging is going to be pushed back until, I think they said March of 2024. So just a few months, about 4 months away, right? We could do that standing on our head. I don't expect to see price necessarily move by then because of that move of standardization, as I've said multiple times. But I do get excited because once we see that standardization and adoption move by all the different payment systems around the world, we have the standardization just like we do in the shipping container industry. Same boats, same containers, same trucks to carry them, same cranes to take them off. The ports are laid out the same. You know, this kind of standardization and efficiency is what's known as the effect of the Jevons paradox, right? So that is really what we're getting ready to see in finance. So that's why I'm excited to see the adoption come to light in March of 2024 for 2.6 trillion per day. How about that? And here's Chris Larson from multiple years back here explaining how to interconnect with SEPA payment system. Now take a listen to what he says here.
Yeah, we just announced that we signed up CBW out of Kansas and Cross River Bank out of New Jersey. And obviously with banks, banks are rightly careful about any new technology for regulatory purposes and for stability purposes. So, these conversations do take a while, 6 months to a year, we think, to really sort of introduce the concept and then how can it be applied and then starting talking about pilots. But we're really pleased. These are the first U.S. banks now on the Ripple protocol. So we think we are starting to get our message out there that these new technologies, distributed ledgers, really can be seen as alternatives, really viable alternatives to correspondent banking. And that's very powerful for particularly these smaller banks that otherwise have to rely on correspondent banks.
Okay. So am I right in thinking the strategy is then to get kind of a nationwide deployment of Ripple? And if so, how is that going to work? What's the strategy?
Yeah, so the strategy really is now first try to get a bank in each of the key regions of the world. Because if you can connect one bank on ACH in the US to one bank on SEPA in Europe, you have effectively connected all of the banks on those two networks. So you really get a multiplier effect. Now we have this Fedor out of Germany on SEPA, and we have now these two U.S. banks on ACH.
Now, this is years ago, and he's already told you that they're connected, right? This is years ago. Well, let's talk about what's happening today. Ripple confirms the approval in 31 U.S. states for money transfer licenses. More than half of the United States, Ripple is licensed for money transfer. Come on in. Take a look at it. With the 31 money transfer licenses across the United States, excluding California, New York, Texas, and Florida, it's setting the stage. Ripple's global reach extends to Singapore with a rare regulatory green light just in this past June. Despite the SEC attack on crypto, Ripple continues to thrive and head towards mass adoption. I believe that we are going to see an explosion of network effects over the next coming months and years, certainly as we get clarity and this case finally comes to legal finality, where it is over. Not 3/4 of the way over, not 7/8 of the way over. It is over. Think of it for a moment. Stablecoin legislation. You get clear stablecoin legislation where banks can start to use it, banks will immediately become 24/7, 365. That has never happened before. Think of the impacts here. And Ripple's right there to serve the entire United States at the same time. That's what's coming. So excited. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't done it, join us in the Freedom Zone. I tell you, you're missing it. And the DPMG, Digital Perspective Mastermind Group, where we have a brand new special going on right now. You can't afford to not make the investment into yourself and do this. I'm telling you right now, if you don't believe me, go to digperspectives.com, look at the testimonials on the site. They'll tell you what's going on inside that group and what's happening. And I tell you what, you'll be around the most like-minded, kind, elevating people that are all striving to do the same thing, which is create massive wealth for themselves and their families, just like you want to do too. It starts with surrounding yourself with the right like-minded people that don't think you're crazy, because you're not. You're here for a reason, and we are too, and we're not ashamed about it. Let's get in here and start getting focused and pointed in the right direction. Let's get prepared for the windfall before the windfall's here, right? We want to be prepared. You want to do it, the best place to do it's right here. And if you're in the DPMG, you make the investment yourself. The Freedom Zone is free. So make sure you check it out. I'll catch all of you on the next one. Not financial advice from me or anyone else.